welcome to Katrina's Creations. I have so much to share with you guys today. It's going to be a packed podcast. So let's get started. First, we'll start with what am I wearing? This is the Daria shawl. I'll take it off so you can see it. It is a free pattern. This is a good sized shawl, but I didn't make it as big as it could be made. I just ran out of yarn, but it is free. And it is asymmetrical, but it actually kind of ends up as a triangle. So let me see if I can remember which end I started on. I started here, and it has sections of this lace, and then you have a garter section, and there's some striping you can see right here involved. And then the very end ends in some striping. So this I actually made out of Lion Brand's Hand-Dyed Heaven, which is discontinued. I wish it was not discontinued because it is so soft. It's a nylon yarn, but it reminds me of a baby blanket. It's really, really soft. I love it. I don't have much of it left anymore. I think I have one skein in a different color, but yeah, Lion Brand, if you're watching, please bring that back because I love this yarn. So again, that pattern is the Daria shawl and it is free. So that's what I'm wearing, but I've got I have several finished objects this week. So, which is exciting to me because there's one in particular I was getting a little sick of, and you know which one that is? The sleeves on the cabled sweater. Yes, I finished the cable sweater. The family that it is going back to is going to be picking it up today. I'm filming this Friday night. They're going to be picking it up tomorrow on Saturday. So when you're watching this, it might already be at its new home. But here it is finished. It has just a crew neck, which surprised me in that when I went to knit this, I assumed it was going to be knit like twice as tall and then folded over and stitched down, but it isn't. It was only just knitted and bound off. So I did bind off very, very loosely. So here's the whole sweater. Now the sleeves, I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about them, but this is how the pattern had them. Here is how the sleeves end up looking. The pattern is basically just running down one side. If you look at the picture of the pattern, it looks like it goes all the way around. On the pattern itself, it shows a man wearing this, and it looks like the pattern goes all the way around his sleeves. But that's not the way it was written, and I'm not quite sure how you would do that because you can see the increases on the sleeve. So yes, you could increase on this side, but part of it you would have to be increasing on the back side of the actual pattern, and you would have to be increasing on the front side and the back side of the pattern, if that makes sense. And then hoping it met together at the underarm where it is stitched together. So yeah, that was just too much thinking for me. So I left it the way it was written. To me, they look like they're kind of puffy. To me, this looks a little big, but that is the stitch count that it said to have. So, you know, it's according to the pattern, and I hope it's right, but I would have done the sleeves a little different. But I don't know the person who's going to be wearing this, so hopefully for them it will work. Because to me it looks like somebody who would have really large bat wings for this to fit. But again, this is how the pattern is written, so maybe it's for a very muscular man. We'll hope. So anyway, it's done and it's ready to get picked up tomorrow, which is today for you guys. Then I have, it's behind me, so let me pull this out. I finished the Afghan. It is a total of 11 granny squares wide and 12 granny squares long. Each granny square is 4 inches, so it is 44 inches wide and 48 inches long. I think that's right. So let me hold it up, and I did put a border. I can't hold the whole thing up and show it to you, but I did put a border around it, which is just a single crochet of each of the colors in the order they are on the granny square itself. Now I do have some of the yarn left, but I didn't have much of the white at all left. I had like a little ball about like this left. So I knew I was not going to get a full row out of it yet. And the medium color, I had a ball about like that left. Again, it was not going to be enough. I did have a good bit of the darker left, which is the one I was really worried about running out of, but I had plenty of it. But this is, it's an oversized lapgan. It's not going to like fit on a bed type of thing, but it would certainly cover a small child or grandchild, as the case is going to be, since it's going upstairs. But anyway, so there it is. So it is done, and I'm glad. It was, I think I crocheted, I added it up 22 or 23 squares this week so that I had enough to finish. So that's another project finished. Then I have, now this was finished a while ago, but I had never blocked it, and I still see an end I forgot to weave in right there. I thought I got them all. Oh well, I have to fix that one. This is one of my patterns that I knit during the Make My Pattern make-along that we had, and I finished it, and then I ended up in the hospital, and it sat there in a blob waiting to be blocked. So I finally got it blocked this week. I have a little, I was hanging it, and it ended up having a weird little point right here that isn't supposed to be there. So it kind of needs to be reblocked again, but anyway, it would do better on my blocking boards upstairs, but it's upstairs. Yeah, and going upstairs with my knee is just a little rough. I can do it, but I try to do it as few times as possible. So here it is. It is a good sized shawl. I mean, the center, it's asymmetrical, but again, it ends up more triangular by the time I finish with it. And it's probably about 25 inches to the point. And then it wraps very well around my shoulders. I'll put it on here so you can kind of get an idea. Yeah, this is a good sized shawl. Now, Susan Lothar, who actually won that giveaway that went along with the make-along, she did this double, which I have never tried, but it must be huge. I am hoping to get up to her knitting group. I had planned on getting up to her knitting group after my surgery, and then everything in my health went wacky, and now Dave's having spinal surgery. Yeah, so things kind of got out of whack, but I'm hoping one day to be able to make it up to her knitting group and be able to see this in person, because she actually lives up the road from me, probably 30 some miles up the road. So yeah, apparently when she did this, which is the last part of the shawl, and if I'm wrong on this, Susan, please let me know, but when this is the last section of the shawl, and it's kind of a fans and feathers or old shale pattern, and she just kept the stitches on the needles and then actually knit it backwards. So she did this section, then this section. She literally did it the opposite. So it would have been decreasing instead of increasing going back. So her shawl must be huge. And it's all done in white. I mean, it's gorgeous. I really would love to be able to see that in person. So I am hoping to get up. I didn't forget about it, Sue. I do hope to get up there one day. Yeah, so we shall see. But anyway, I finally got this blocked. And then I have one more project. I actually have to put a face on it yet. I am going to be doing some craft fairs with Kim this summer and into the fall like we did last year. And I decided I needed something for little kids or something like that, you know, just something different. So this is a free pattern. It is called the Little Kindness Monster. And I think it's adorable. Mine is not so cute. Here's what mine looked like. I still have to put, like I said, the mouth on it. But there's mine. Oops, and his leg is wonky looking. What I ran into with the problem with this is I don't like my joins. They just look messy. This one isn't too bad. This one is. But if you look, I got his arms crooked. He's sitting like this. Yeah. So I don't know how I did that. I thought I counted the rows, and apparently I did not. So I need to redo his arms. The hat does come off. These are like little, the little bunny ears. They actually have, the hat has little ear holes for them to go through, and then I put the little pom-pom on just because I thought that looked cute. I used beads for eyes. Let's see if they'll show up. Yeah, there we go. I used beads for eyes. The legs don't look bad joined in, but the arms do not look good at all. So I need to redo something for that. So this was my experiment to see how it was going to turn out. I think I could remake this a little easier because this is all done with double pointed needles, and I'll be honest, it's a little tedious in a couple spots. Not so much here, but the arms, because you're basically making an I-cord. It's only 8 stitches and you're going around and around and around, and the needles are wanting to fall out because there's just not enough to hold them. So I'm thinking if I make this again, because right now it would not be profitable to make because it took me several hours. Now some of that's because I'm not as familiar with the pattern. Now that I am, I could maybe make the second one quicker. But again, attaching these arms, I need to sit down and figure out if there's an easier way to do this that would be more time efficient. So that, you know, if you spend too much with craft fairs, if you spend too much time making a project, you're never going to get your money back out of it again. So I don't want something that takes me 3 or 4 hours to make something like this and then sell it for $5. So yeah. So anyway, this is a work in progress. I need to experiment and see if I can come up with something a little bit better. So what projects am I going to be? Oh, I got one other project, not a finished project. This is the shawl I'm working on from Yoka's yarn, and I honestly did not get much done this week at all. I just finished up color number 14, and everything's trying to fall out of my bag. But anyway, I finished up color number 14, which is the yellow color. That is about all I got this week because I concentrated so much on trying to get this sweater done. Mainly because I was sick of the sleeves and sick of the cable pattern. I just wanted it to move along. So yeah, I did not get as much done on that as I really wanted to, so I'm hoping to concentrate on it this week. So what are my next projects? Well, let me pull the yarn out. I am making a sweater for my daughter-in-law. This is the yarn that she liked. She saw it sitting upstairs in the craft cave because that's also the spare bedroom. And she mentioned how pretty it was and she liked it, and it turns out I have 3 skeins of it, which I think will be enough to make a sweater for her. A short sleeve sweater, not a long sleeve. This yarn is Lion Brand Ice Cream, and the color I think is pistachio. Yes, pistachio. So there's 394 yards in it. If I have to order another one, I can get another skein of yarn easy enough. Actually, Kim said she has some of this because we got this in a mystery box from Lion Brand. So I can always trade some yarn with her if I need some extra. But the pattern I'm going to make with this, I have made twice for myself. It comes in a whole bunch of sizes. I mean, the pattern has it, you don't have to buy like a different pattern for each size. It has lots of sizes within the same pattern. And that is the Chamisol by Lena Svagerson. I said it right this time. I usually mess up her last name, something terrible. But I love the pattern. It's very simple. It's just a lot of knit stitch. You just go around and around and around, but it just drapes really nice. It's very feminine looking. And it just has a couple of little gathers right here that kind of make it fit nice and loose across the front. I just think it's a pretty and very flattering pattern. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be making. Now my next crochet project, I think I want to experiment with making a sun hat. I saw some patterns that I liked. In fact, Helen Simkowski, she shows up in Show and Tell every so often. I think it was last week. She had a sun hat. It's called the Sundowner Sun Hat. I want to look into that. I think it's a free pattern as well. And I have some ribbon yarn from Lion Brand that I think I want to use to make it. Ribbon yarn is like a flat yarn, but it's like a bulkier weight, I believe. So I want to try to make it. I'm going to experiment making one for myself, and then I might make some of those hats. Yeah, and see how that turns out. So that's what I'm going to be experimenting with, and see how fast it goes and how well it turns out for possible craft ideas for the craft fair. So that is the multitude of things I'm working on. So what are you working on this week? Now there will be no Wednesday video this week because last week there wasn't one either, because last week was my first day back to work after being off for 3 months, and everything went well. I went out on the truck one of the days we didn't. So yeah, it was an easy break in. It was just a 2-day work week for me. I worked 2 days one week, 3 days the next. I'm now off 2 weeks because Dave has to have spinal surgery. So yeah, because I will be in and out of the hospital, getting him there, bringing him home, and taking care of him, I am not going to have time to make a video. So Wednesday, there will not be a video this week, but next week we'll be back on schedule again. So yeah, that's what's going on as far as the videos are. Now it's time for... Now in the Come and Get It section, Lion Brand's been running a lot of good sales this past week. If you saw the one, it was certain select yarns. Comfy Cotton Blend was what was on sale. I like Comfy Cotton Blend. I have some of it, and I bought some more of it. Actually, I bought 10 more skeins of it because it was buy 5 skeins for $10. So it's $2 a skein. Can't go too far wrong with that. as if I need more yarn. I mean, you've seen the yarn cave upstairs. If you haven't, I'll put a link over here and you can get a tour of the yarn cave upstairs. There's a lot of yarn up there, just trust me. But then downstairs, I'm downstairs in our kind of shared area that Dave and I do, like our hobbies and stuff, like my sewing machine and stuff are down here. I have yarn down here as well for projects that I have coming up in the future. And there's like 6 cubbies full of yarn. Plus on top of the little cubby thing is the yarn from Yoka's yarn exchange with me. So I'm going to insert footage. You can see how much yarn is just down here. So all that, not to brag, but to say I really didn't need to buy more yarn, but I have a hard time resisting really good sales. So anyway, yes, when that yarn comes in, I will do a video and show you what I got and what I'm going to be doing with it. But anyway, the Lion brand sales that are currently running, and this the first one is, it's called a sidewalk sale. It does end Monday at 9 a.m. It is up to 50% off of select yarns. Yes, up to 50% up to 50% off of select yarns. And I did see, I believe Shawl in a Ball was there when I looked at it. There was some good brand of, I mean, well, I like all of Lion brand's yarn, but there were some very popular brands of their yarn in there that were up for sale. So there is the sidewalk sale. If there's yarns that you want, but they're not in the sidewalk sale, you can still get 20% off of those, or yeah, 20% off of all yarn and kits. Or you can get up to 50% if you buy it from the sidewalk sale. So I will have links to both of those because there's 2 separate links. So make sure you click the right one. And then there's a third link for the mystery box, which is 9 skeins of yarn. It's three of one kind, 3 of another kind, and 3 of another kind. Okay, so you basically get 3 different types of yarn, and there's 3 of each of those skeins. That's while supplies last. So at the time of this filming, it was still lasting. There was still mystery boxes available. So again, that will be a separate link. So it's down in the description box. Just scroll down and you'll find it. Knit Picks also is running a sale. It is site-wide. It ends on Sunday at midnight. And that is 20% off site-wide. You don't need a coupon code for it or anything. So that is Knit Picks. Then I have some exciting news because the affiliate company that I work through actually had 2 other yarn companies that are part of them now, and I asked if I could join those 2 companies as an affiliate, and they gave me the okay. I got approved for it. So those 2 yarn companies, I'll be able to share sales with you as well. The first one is Jimmy Bean's Wools. Now I didn't see any sales running over there right now, but they carry a lot of big name brand yarns and products. Some of the things they carry are Della Q bags, which are knitting and crochet bags for your hooks, for your needles. They're very well made from what I understand. I've never seen one. I don't think I've ever seen one in person, but I've heard a lot about them. So those are called Della Q bags. They also carry Madeline Tosh yarn, Koi Goo yarn, La Bien Ami, which is very nice yarn as well, and Shape Yes yarn, which some people pronounce sheep G's, but it's actually Yoka. It's a Dutch yarn, and she told me it's pronounced Shape Yes because the J's are pronounced like Y's. So anyway, those are just some of the brands that they carry. So they do carry some big name brands. So that is Jimmy Bean's Wools, and all of the links to these, if you want to go check out their stuff, you can. So the links are down below in the description box. The other one is Mary Maxim. I was already getting their catalogs and looking through, and I could see they had decent prices. They carry Lion Brand, Burnett, Red Heart, Patons or Patons, depending on how you pronounce it, and the Mary Maxim brand itself. I mean, there's other stuff they carry too, but they carry a lot of different craft things. Sort of like Annie's, they also carry like crochets, cross stitch and embroidery things, stuff like that. But they are offering a weekend sale as well. It ends on midnight Sunday, and you can get 20% off your entire order. You do need to use a coupon code 20OFF-MAY in order to get that coupon. For 20% off of your purchase. So that is Mary Maxim. So that is what I know of so far for the sales. As I find other ones, I will post them in short little, when I say short, I mean they're like under a half a minute. They're usually 20 some seconds long, but they're just enough to let you know where the sale is and the link to get to there. So yeah, anyway, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and we have a lot of new subscribers. I meant to say this. We have a lot of new subscribers this past week, so welcome to the channel. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help with the analytics and helps to share the video to other people. So yeah, thanks for joining us. And if you are a return subscriber and you come back every week and put up with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's always fun to see my yarn buddies. So have a great week, and I will see you again next Saturday. Bye, everybody.